Welcome back to Where is the Money? So the money is not in our pocket because these companies are gaslighting us, pretending like they're not scamming us. What am I talking about? I'm talking about you go to the store, you spend these exorbitant grocery prices, getting items you know, you love, you trust, and then at the end of the day, you get it home and you discover something is not quite right. You open it, it either has a lot of air in it, the box or the container looks smaller, the bottle or the juice container has a little dip in it. All of that is to throw you off because we're paying full price and they're skimping on the product.
Just when it seemed manufacturers had taken a breather from shrinking their products, it seems they've found some new ways to give us less. The site Consumer World has shared photos of the latest items to downsize, including Simply Orange, which it claims recently shrunk from 52 to 46 ounces. Crystal Light Lemonade from 6 packets to 4. Bounty paper towels. Consumer World says their triple rolls have shrunk from 135 sheets to 123. And Ruffles potato chips. Consumer World says they were 9 ounces but are now 8.5, though the site says the amount of air inside the bag looks to be about the same.
This year is probably going to be the worst year ever for shrinkflation. With all of these companies pulling back, scaling back, laying off, they still want the same money, so they're going to try to continue scamming us more. Let's dig into this a little bit.
At this point, we are paying more and getting less for every damn thing. These companies are trying their best to shit us over. I was just making a video the other day about Hot Pockets and how they ain't shit, and somebody told me to try pizza rolls. I'm like, you know what? I ain't had some in years. I had some pepperoni pizza rolls. It wasn't nothing but sauce in there. So now I'm a little curious. I done started doing some research, started doing a little digging, and I done went down the same rabbit hole the Looney Tunes was in. This is happening across the board for a lot of different companies. We all know about chips and how they're 60% air, but what about like Gatorade bottles going from 32 ounces to 28 ounces? What about the Febreze bottles going to a smaller size? What about washing powder being smaller sizes? What about the Hot Pockets being nothing but air? I can go on forever. And there's also the tactics that the dollar store uses, like giving you 4 rolls of toilet tissue for $3, but the 16 pack at Walmart is $9. They are giving us less and charging us more, all for the sake of profit.
Now, you know Doritos, right? Everybody's favorite. The kids love them for parties. They always pick them up when you go to the store. Doritos, right? Trusted brand. Well, when was the last time you counted how many chips are in the bag? Especially like the variety box. Boxes like this. You see this here? You know it. You picked it up for kids' birthdays and stuff like that. You just grab it and go. Don't think too much about it. Okay, when was the last time you opened it up, opened one of the bags up, and figured out how many chips in there? Well, this guy did just that. And let's count together how many chips.
Five chips.
Now, I knew it wasn't a lot in the bag, but 5? What is that? They retail for what, 50, 60 cents, maybe $1 each? So you're talking about 10, 15 cents a chip? That don't sound too good. Okay, so maybe that's an accident, right? Let's take a trip over to your local grocery store and let's pick up a different bag of chips and see what we can find.
Companies are out here gaslighting us into thinking that shrinkflation isn't real. A woman literally laughed at me when I picked this up. Look at that. There's like 3 chips. There's 3 chips in the whole bag.
Exactly. Not better at all. Bigger bag, more air, It's a problem. I don't know how the FTC and all these government regulated entities are allowing these companies to scam us like this. So the next critical question is, how deep does the rabbit hole go? Everything is a suspect. We get these things, we don't think about it, we just go, we know what we like, we know we're gonna get. You're getting groceries for the household, your husband might like this, the wife might like this, the kids might like this. You don't actually look at the ounces compared to how it was before. And that's what they bank on. You just trusting the brand and going about your day paying more for the same item. Now, it's one thing to pay more, and it's another thing to pay more for less.
There's almost no category of product except eggs, maybe, that hasn't been downsized over the past years.
Despite the run-up in egg prices the past year, he points out you still get a dozen in a carton, but shrinking to 10 eggs is always a possibility.
Everybody out there, make sure you're paying attention. Be diligent at the stores, look up stuff, and figure out what's going on, because they're banking on us being busy with our everyday lives, work, kids, responsibilities, that they're scamming us every single day with every single transaction. Be wise out there. Take care of yourself. Put your comments below. Let's talk about it. This is Where is the Money? Talk to you soon.